What are going to be the cameras? What is going to be the display?
It's a kind of cool architecture design that I absolutely love.
You can see that there is a lot of effort that has gone in designing this particular phone. I was actually surprised when I first saw, in fact, when you showed me that photo and video, this nothing phone with 7 Gen 1, 8GB RAM, 128GB storage, AMOLED 120Hz screen.
What do you think will the price be? I have to put it out.
Is this going to be the next OnePlus?
So welcome to yet another episode of our podcast series where I love having Arun over. And today we're discussing about nothing, and I'm not going to make a nothing joke again because it's getting really stale right now. We did have a podcast about the nothing phone on before, but there was not much to talk about. But now there seems to be a lot of information trickling down, as is the case generally with what Kalpe does with most of his stuff.
Imagine it's more than a month to go, and July 12th
yes.
is the launch, and already the hype machine is built like crazy. In last 6-8 months, we have not seen any phone have that kind of hype.
Yes, we've been tracking a lot. We'll talk about the hype, but first, I just showed you the pictures of the real phone, and I am pretty certain you have immediate thoughts on it. I want to know what you think of the design.
Wow, man. I loved it. Absolutely loved it. And the amount of thought, the amount of engineering, the amount of, you can see that there is a lot of effort that has gone in designing this particular phone. And I love it. I absolutely love it. And there are going to be a lot of people who are going to love it. In fact, I don't think there's anything to not love about design of nothing one. What do you think?
No, I like it. It's a very, very stark departure from what we've seen with the candy bar design. And now that they've got teenage engineering, the head of design is now Adam Bates from Dyson. We were discussing that as well. There's and the whole design ideology with the way it looks is a very Bauhaus sort of. It's a kind of cool architecture design that I absolutely love. And the way they've pulled it off it's looking good. I mean, renders, it wasn't looking that great.
In reality, it is looking much better than renders.
Yes.
I was actually surprised when I first saw, in fact, when you showed me that photo and video. Wow. And, there are also similarities with iPhone. It looks like iPhone. Very much. If you see from sides and all that, and it has got boxy design.
Yes.
Kind of iPhone with two cameras. Yeah.
The iPhone 12. Yeah, a lot of people were saying that. Like, it looks like the iPhone without the back. But then again, I feel that it's got its own distinctive style.
Yes.
I like it. I like it.
I love it. Tell me, colors. Are there going to be any colors? Because it's inside.
Yes.
And on top, probably there is a glass plastic. And I don't want plastic. I want glass.
It'll be glass, I'm most certain. Yeah.
So, any colors that you think will
See,
be there?
I think there will be glass on top. A lot of people are thinking that it's going to be a dust magnet because there's nothing at all. No. I don't think it's not going to have anything at all. There'll definitely be glass.
But it will be very, very odd, because there are ups and downs there. I don't think it will have some covering.
Covering, for sure. Colors-wise, I think this is the color that they want to showcase. There was this one interesting thing that Sajid was mentioning. He's behind the camera right now. Sajid was mentioning that this could be a special edition. A lot of people were also talking about this being a special edition. Do you think it would be that?
No. I mean, there is a remote chance, but why will they hype their main product? That means they are not showing the main product and showing only the special edition. I don't think Kalpe will do that.
Yes.
I don't think that this is a special edition.
No, this is not a special edition.
It's the normal regular one.
So when you ask about colors, I think there'll be white, of course, which is what we've seen. And like they did with the Nothing Year One, there could be a black variant of it 6 months down the line, where they'll create more hype for it. And more parrots and maybe some different birds from the...
Probably a white meerkat or something will, poke from there. But I'll tell you what, it's going, for me, design is good. The color is going to be only one at this point of time, and people are going to buy into it. I think that's
What do you think of that, illuminating LEDs on the rear?
Nice, wow. That's what I said. There's a lot of thought process and effort gone behind designing that phone, and that's why they could pull something like that off. Very impressive.
The rear of the phone we've seen a lot. The front of the phone we've not seen that much.
And we will talk about it. But, there was one question. I'm not talking about design, but one question that I've also seen online, a lot of people asking, is this going to be the next OnePlus?
Oh, we want to talk about that. Is this good? And this is the crux of the discussion anyway.
What do you think?
No. We both.
Why not? Why not?
Firstly, OnePlus was a brand that came out as a flagship killer brand.
Absolutely right.
So they wanted to make
flagship level specifications at
half the price or less than half the price. So basically, that was what OnePlus was. And now we are looking at OnePlus companies that are similar to OnePlus. I think Poco and iQOO would be in that category.
Yes. So they are closer to OnePlus. Their DNA is closer to OnePlus rather than Nothing phones. That's what you're saying.
Nothing is a brand that wants to take on Apple and be a viable alternative in the Android space and wants to create an ecosystem. That's what they keep saying. And it's going to be an open ecosystem, right?
Right. So they want... See, it's going to be difficult. Like I said in my last podcast as well. They are saying that they're going to build that connected ecosystem. It is going to be very difficult. Not impossible. It will take some time. But that is what the strategy of Nothing is. In my view, personal view, absolutely right. It is not a OnePlus. Yes. See, the reason why people are saying it is OnePlus are two things. One thing is Kalpe and the hype machine. OnePlus had the same hype and we are seeing with Nothing the same thing. So that is the reason. But there are stark differences. One, Kalpe or Nothing is a startup where a lot of marquee investors like Google and all have put in money.
Right.
It is not kind of owned by BBK or owned by Oppo. So it is not in that particular mold. So whatever decision making is going to happen, Kalpe is the person where the buck will stop.
Right.
And so he has the freedom, whereas with OnePlus, I don't think he had the freedom. Initially he had, and later on he did not.
That's possibly a lot of discussion around the fact that, he probably left OnePlus for that specific reason because he didn't have that creative freedom.
And now he has, and he's showing that with Nothing. So for me, that is a thing that Nothing is not anything like OnePlus.
Yeah, I don't think it's anything like OnePlus. and we know where OnePlus is heading to these days. Hopefully they have something up their kitty. But Nothing definitely looks very, very interesting. It's not going to be anything like OnePlus is what both of us think. Now coming back to the phone, like we did talk about the external design and talking a little bit about the other aspects of the phone itself. You were very skeptical about getting hyped about this because of that specific reason.
Yeah. See, there are a couple of things in my mind. When I see phones day in, day out, there are certain hygiene factors about phone that you cannot overlook. Now, what has happened is with this hype that has been generated, we are only talking about design. We are not talking about what are going to be the cameras, what is going to be the display, storage type, battery, fast charging, all those things which are very, very important, core to a phone, which are hygiene factors of a phone. We are not talking about that. And we are not sure about it at this point of time. And there are no leaks. Kalpe has not leaked anything about, what are going to be the internals and stuff like that. We know it's going to be 7th Gen 1, so it's not going to be flagship. So again, it cannot be a OnePlus because OnePlus came with flagship specs. This is kind of a premium mid-range phone.
Yes.
So, there is a lot to know before, I make a decision. That's why I'm skeptical. Based on design, I will not say, wow, it is a great phone.
Yes.
For me, price is also equally important.
Yes.
Because for me, with all the effort that has gone into design and all the other aspects and the marketing and the buzz, it is not going to be it's not going to be a kind of a flagship killer or mid-range killer sort of a thing. It is not going to come at aggressive price.
What do you think will the price be? I have to put it out there.
Okay.
It's too early to speculate.
45 to 50.
Oh, that's higher than what I expected. I was expecting if they want to capture a big chunk of the market, it won't. In the Europe, it'll be more expensive, like they did with the Nothing Air 1.
So in Europe, what will be the price?
I think it'll be about $599.
Okay, $599 euros or
euros and dollars. It's got to be the same. And in India, it should be about 35 to 40, but closer to 40, I feel. 39,999, the OnePlus 10-hour price range, right? That is what I'm thinking.
So if you are a normal consumer, which you're not, but just
thank you.
Let's put it, if this Nothing phone with 7 Gen 1, 8GB RAM, 128GB storage, AMOLED 120Hz screen, if that comes for 40,000, will you buy it?
See, I don't know to buy phones thankfully, but I would recommend it. Yes.
Okay, you would.
Yes. Because also I want to know one thing, like you mentioned, even I am skeptical about one main thing. One is the price, okay, but very importantly, software updates.
Very important.
Very
Right?
importantly,
Software
if
updates.
nothing says they're going to give us at least 3 years, I need 3 years. Add a phone that I'm spending 40 grand for. If they say 3 years, I'm going to recommend the phone. Provided it's all good. Otherwise, we'll test it. And cameras have to be good. You know me, cameras have to be good.
Cameras have to be good. Yeah, in your book, if cameras are not good, phone is not good. Anyways, we will. It's time. There is still time. We will come to know about the cameras and all. But I'll tell you what, if it comes at 40, which I don't think, I will also recommend it. At 45, no. At 40,000, it will ask for about 4 to 5,000 premium than all the other phone with the similar specifications. But because it is nothing, because of the design, you can pay that 3, 4, 5,000 rupees premium, but not more. You can't pay 10, 15,000 rupees premium for the design alone. So 45 would be a stretch. 40, I think, if it comes at 35, wow, I'll jump with joy. But 40, I think, is good.
I want to put one question. It just suddenly that thought came in my head. We're all saying it will be 7 Gen 1, 7 Gen 1. But do you think, nothing might pull some trump card out and say that it's 8 plus Gen 1?
Absolutely, it might be. It might be a thing of marketing, or it might be, a leak from Kalpe's being. 7 Gen 1 bolo, leke aayenge 8 Gen 1.
That's what I was thinking. But but I don't think that is going to happen, because also if they were to make a premium flagship experience, they'd probably put 3 cameras in it.
Yeah.
That was my logic.
Yeah.
I
think that's a very strong logic. You're right. If it's a flagship level phone, then there has to be a telephoto, then there has to be ultrawide, and then there'll be obviously at least, if not more, 3 sensors. Yeah. Which it does not have. So yeah.
What do you think about the hype though? I mean, we've discussed a lot about hype and how the hype works, and I have a perspective on the hype thing, right? I mean, I'm okay with OnePlus. Sorry.
Okay.
It's not OnePlus, so we're very firm about that. But I'm okay with the fact that nothing is hyping the product, because they have to build a brand.
And it's their first phone, yeah.
It's their first phone.
And there is Kalpe.
There's Kalpe.
The best of the best in that.
And we've seen what happens to brands that don't hype products. LG. but sorry LG, but I loved your phones, man, because audiophile. But anyway, the point is that the hype is essential for nothing, but is it justified that people are buying into the hype so much?
Like I said earlier, these hygiene factors which I talked about just some time back, you cannot overlook them. Only on design, thinking about I'm going to go and buy a nothing phone. No. Wait for it. Look at all the specifications. Look at the software updates. Look at the OS. All those things are, like I said, very, very important. And only after that does design come into picture. Play. So at this point of time, yes, let's talk about it. We are talking about it. This is our second podcast about nothing, and there is a lot of hype. But don't buy into it just yet.
That is correct. And one of the questions that I wanted to ask you also was that the point that most people will, MKBHD tweeted this out, that most people will actually use a case or with the phone.
You know what? With that kind of a design, if you use a case, it just does not make sense. There's a clear case you can use, but still, I mean, if we are talking about design so much and then you're going to hide it with a case, what's the use?
Which means that the in-hand grip has to be fantastic.
Yeah. There are so many questions still open out there. So yeah, like I said, one more reason not to buy into hype right now. Let's just wait. Let me feel it in my hands.
Let Trakin Tech feel the phone in the hands and tell you guys if it's actually worth buying or not before you. Don't even pre-order, we'd say. What do you think?
Don't pre-order. Yeah, because pre-orders are already...
Will open up.
Will open up in next...
At some point, yeah.
No, in fact, I think some news came in that it's going to open up from 21st or something like that. Yeah. So, don't pre-order just yet. Wait for the videos, wait for reviews, not only from Trakin Tech, but everywhere, and then go for it. That's what I think.
Yeah, I think we've covered most of the points. Mainly, the design is looking good, and you like it, I like it.
I love it. You say like it, I say love it. Because, I just appreciate the amount of effort that must have gone into making. Because I know how difficult it is. Even normal bags, those designs, it takes so much of effort. For something like this to be pulled off, wow, man. Wow. Yeah. Big thumbs up.
Design's great. Nothing is not the next OnePlus. Don't buy into the hype.
Don't buy into hype. Yeah, I think those are the three takeaways from this podcast.
Yes.
Yeah.
You enjoyed it?
I loved it. As usual. I loved it. Absolutely.
Fantastic. All right.
What is going to be our next podcast, by the way? Give some feelers here.
Remember, in the previous podcast, we mentioned that we wanted to talk about something and get a special guest to do it with us.
Yeah.
Before that, we wanted to do this quickly because, there's a lot
Nothing, yeah. Designs have come in and we wanted to share our thoughts as well. And then there are about OnePlus being, nothing being OnePlus. No, aisa kuch nahi hai. So we just want to clear that thought.
Yeah. So that's it for this podcast.
Yep.
Until next time.
Keep tracking and stay safe.